Hi, my name is Abbigail Lupe, and today I'm going to be doing a speech on why rest days are just as important as work days in the gym. According to Livestrong, globally there are 41,370 gyms in the US alone, and 49% of people have reported going to the gym more than twice a week. The gym is an amazing place to go. I think that it's good for you mentally and physically. It can help with stress, anxiety. It gives you something to focus on outside of your other things in your life. However, recovery days are so important to your physical journey. Gym culture itself is always about pushing and the grind never stopping. However, rest days are just as necessary to your growth, mentally, physically, as those hard, pushing, intense days are. So basically, the science behind working out is when we work out, we are causing two kinds of stresses to our muscles. We are causing metabolic stress, which is the endurance of a muscle. So when you're working on the metabolic stress, you're helping increase the endurance of your muscle and how long it's able to function. And then we also have mechanical stress, which is created by the physical damage to the muscle cells. Mechanical stress is what actually causes the muscles to grow, while metabolic stress is what causes you to be a little more toned. So usually you want a mix of both, but a lot of people, especially lifters who go to the gym, focus much more on mechanical stress. But I think every workout does in fact do both, just some focus on other things a little bit more. And while I say physical damage to the muscle cells, you may think, well, damage to the muscle cells, I don't want to do that. It's not actually a bad thing. That's what working out is. You're damaging your muscle proteins so they grow back stronger and bigger. But the issue with that is if you are damaging them, you need to give them time to grow back. acefitness.org recommends taking a complete rest day every 7 to 10 days. It also recommended that you only do 2 to 3 high-intensity workout days a week if you're starting off, and you should never go more than 4-ish. You should do every other day as an intense day, and then you want to take a light day. Or you can do a lot of intense and do a rest day. It's called periodic training. Working out not only stresses your muscles, it also works out your brain. It is mentally challenging to push yourself. And the thing with that is that that when you don't take those rest days from the gym, you're not only causing stress and fatigue in your muscles, you are also causing mental fatigue. Like anything, working out is so good for you, but you have to do it in moderation. Rest allows time for the fibroblasts, which are the individual cells that repair damaged tissues, such as muscle proteins, skin, that kind of stuff, to do their job and repair it. And it gives it time to do that, because if I'm working out and I'm pushing when everything's already damaged, all I'm doing is taking away that progress of the rebuild, and I'm damaging it more. Rest days also ensure that you do not have lactic acid buildup. Lactic acid is what causes you to be sore. That's why rolling out really works, massaging, because you're moving the lactic acid. What happens if you have a lactic acid buildup is you could have cramps, you can have tight muscles, you can have twitches. It's really uncomfortable. And taking those rest days and taking those recovery days is so beneficial to making sure that you avoid lactic acid buildup. And the final thing is there's this misconception that rest days are being lazy. Rest days are days where you're failing, and that's simply not true. Rest days are 100% a part of the journey still. The difference is you are not focusing on working out, you're focusing on your recovery, which is just as important to the journey. If you're building a house, you need the foundations, but it's still not going to be a home until you put the furniture in. And the recovery is what is making sure that's that extra step that helps. And I think it's very important to eat correctly on recovery days, to still stay in that caloric surplus if you're trying to do that, to make sure you drink plenty of water. That helps with the lactic acid buildup. Showers, Epsom salts, and yoga. You can do yoga if you feel the need to do an exercise. There are still ways that you can engage with your body and move your body that isn't as physically draining. So yoga, stretching, that kind of thing is really good for recovery days. But ultimately, I think recovery days are just as important as hard endurance days or lifting days or high intensity workouts. And yeah, thank you.